Yo, welcome back to some more college. I don't fucking care anymore. Anyway, I thought today, it's like the dead of night. It's 28 degrees, but it's humid, so I can't sleep. So I decided to film this instead. Alright, I'm just going to make a recording of all of the stages of S6 that I've cleared thus far. Helps me to remember them in the future, or at least for archiving purposes on how these stages should be cleared. Both what's that called? Ao and Vanguard Girl and Niblin down. Medic right there. Once they spawn in, drop him down. Start nuking the boss with the specialists. You can put what's it called, balloons here ahead of time while these things still recharge. Vanguard from Yaston helps to gain back DP. He just keeps smacking away. The important thing is that these two are used to assassinate this drone, so that A, the boss's slow attack doesn't kill Mr. Messenger here, and B, he can just keep smacking away until the health bars until around the last 3. That's when the boss starts moving forward. It'll target my balloons here, so this balloons will keep attacking the boss. You can put Yaston here to break the boss down. Stop it from Stop it from attacking your base. That way you'll be able to accumulate a lot of these clears. Very straightforward. Alright, next up, 6-9. Sure, might as well, why not? Oh. Alright, 6-9 strategy. Let me try and explain this. These stages are important, of course. Well, the S8 other S6 stages are also important, but these are the ones for farming materials. The rest are more of luxury stages for farming flashcards. 2 vanguards here, hold the line, start using specialists, break down the fort over there. Keep these 2 healthy where possible. Put an Alulu here to take down the flyers, because that's a problem. Once another specialist is ready, destroy the producers. The producers are the biggest problem they have to take out, because if you don't take them out quickly, they'll just make more units, which is why specialists are powerful in the S6 stages. However, it might incentivize the specialist playstyle, which is not necessarily a good thing, because if anything, we've learned from this event that there are some requirements which stop you from using units, such as specialists or vanguards or the like. You have to be flexible and get creative with the way that you use units in each stage. You have to build all 9 classes basically. It's advisable too. Sorry about that, but the recording more or less shows what I was going to narrate anyway, so I'm not going to obsess too much over whether or not I get to narrate this properly. It's the dead of night. I'm trying to be as quiet and stealthy as I can. I'm not sure how successful it is, but here I am, I guess. Next up, S6-7 is for farming these what's that called? Jiao Suan Lan Ning Kuai. Basically a sort of calcium carbonate like substance, I suppose. Looks cool. I think it's calcium carbonate. Is it calcium carbonate? I have to check. It should be, right? I think? I'm not sure. Anyway, first off, Vanguard down here, Sniper up here, or Gunboat. Start picking off the flyers and start supporting these balloons here. Do not let these balloons here die. If if her bar depletes twice, she's gone for good. So make sure to keep her alive, because she'll be very helpful in dealing with that. Building a force over here, if you put vanguards here, they'll tank the enemies, and Glitney can these summons from Glitney can help to support you. I'm using Isanto in order to vacuum them all together, make it easy to clear. As you can see, I updated my clear to include Spirit Yuling, which is fairly good, I guess. Most of my units here are slightly more level than usual. As usual, Yaston with a guitar form building DP for my specialist, because these stages are very DP intensive. So having specialists to consistently help with this strategy is helpful. Capping these turrets here helps to deal with the cannons that come up here later, so it's advisable to capture all of these turrets if and where possible. They'll help you with the stage clear much later on. And yeah, as you can see, Spirit over here is destroying these things really well. She's a heavy damage dealer. Even though these drill things have high defense, Spirit is just eating through them without care or concern. It's beautiful. And I managed to clear within the 35-second mark, which is exactly what the stage wants. Without Spirit, if I were using just Sun alone, I would have cleared it in about 34 seconds. Spirit really helped in that because her high damage and her tankiness helps to clear the stage in a much more reliable manner. Up next, S6-5. This is for the 核芯转换器. It's for the core converter material. As you can see, this is the setup. Most of them are specialists, as you might guess, because these S6 stages these S6 stages are designed with a very swarm intensive layout that encourages you to use specialists aggressively. Starting off, we have Vanguard Girl out over there to clear out the team and hold the line. Alulu down here to help snipe off the enemies. The medic here will alternate between up and down, so don't worry about that too much. This is a problem. That's Alulu is able to retreat here, but if you're using Diamond or someone else, that would have been very bad. So I recommend you put down your Vanguard as soon as possible. If possible, use game time on Alulu in order to speed up the DP gain, so you can put down another blocker, so your sniper is able to stay in the back line and help with the survival process. In the meantime, using a specialist to take out the enemy units here actively, so they minimize the amount of damage on Kirika as much as possible. After that, the forces here would have been done clearing out that path, so they will start marching forward with Kirika over here getting a nice speed up, starting to go after the base even before these things manage to interfere. That's my sneaky strategy of beating it in 45 seconds. I don't have to bother with those enemies, and I can just, bypass them. That was a strategy, at least. This is what happens when you overlevel your units like this. Usually the recommended level is 105. Doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. The level is just a recommendation for when you're not planning on using strategy. If you plan on using strategy, you'll almost always be overcome. Anyway, S6-3 map looks like this. Objectives here and here. You need to march your units over here. You expect lots of resistance here and there. You can just see the stage, honestly. I don't have to explain too much. Ooh. I'm tired. I'm waiting for my clothes to be done, so I'm still up. Forces here and forces here. First start out with a nuke over here, so the sniper bots don't deal too much damage to your line. Next, two vanguards here against the big teddy bear thing. Again, using your specialist actively to sabotage the snipers at the back row. Up here, it should be fairly manageable, so just put an Alulu and someone to hold the line. It can be Yu Xiao, it can be a Yaston's defender form. I leave it to you. Hai Jia over here is a real killer, but I'll explain that later. Use your specialist to nuke the area. Keep the region relatively clear of like obstruction and enemies. Use your time your specialists accordingly to the deployment over here. Once the area is cleared, the others will just spawn in here. So that's a happy miscalculation. But yeah, make sure to use your units to offensively take out the back line first. The front line is not a big problem. The back line is a big problem. I don't know why there's a deployment error here, but I managed to clear it in time. The big problem with Haija is that she reduces the amount of damage you can deal with your units. Like I said before, she's good at healing defenders, but she absolutely sucks when it comes to healing offensive units. And in a game where offense is key, this is a terrible idea. This is a terrible idea. Okay, I'd like to clear this stage first, but I do not have any energy for that, so I'll probably show that in another video. In the meantime, let me continue clearing this. As you can see, I still have one of these left. I may shall show you my auto deployment for that, but before that, let me just claim this, collect this, and move forward. All right, I'll load that up. I'll stock that up later. Now I'll just show you my auto deploy for this particular stage right now. It's fairly straightforward, fairly brain dead. You don't need too much motions for this particular stage. This is how far I've cleared it. So to this degree, I've cleared it to this degree so far, but I'd like to clear it faster in order to get better rewards. First, 2 vanguards down. They'll help build DP and make the deployment of all the other units much faster. Spirit next, because she's the highest damage dealer among all of these, I think, since her skill is always active. Next, Yaston in Vanguard form as usual, along with a medic. Yeah, this is around the time where you want a medic, because your Nibelline is going to die if she doesn't have any level investments. Next, I'm going to wait for the boss bar to be charged up. If I put Sun and Alulu, they'll start taking out the units. They have range potential while everyone else is melee. That's good. Let them march forward. Make sure to deploy it nearing the bottom region so they don't accidentally push Sun and Alulu forward and mess up and disrupt the sort of formation. Just make sure that you're careful so that you don't push these units too far forward or anything like that, and keep them in the and put them within the attack range of these things actively, without right in the middle of these things, and 4 of them will just smack your range unit all at once, and you suddenly get a burst of damage from somewhere you never expect. After the whole team is down and Yaston's sniper form is ready, that's when you can swap it out for Yaston's sniper form. I'm using Yaston's sniper form actively because her active skill here is able to take out these waves very reliably, and because she is able to take these waves reliably, all of my units can focus their power, focus their energy and effort on the boss without having to worry about the complications too much. From here is fairly straightforward. All I have to do is, well, this team is quite straightforward at the very least. You can see over here that there's a couple of debuffs over here where the triangles, where the diamonds are. One of them debuffs defense and the other debuffs arts. Arts debuff is by Sun, I believe. The rest of them is by Tianjin as well as Memberton over here, if I remember correctly. No, wait, no. I think it's Nibelline. I'm not sure. I know one of these units debuffs. I know Tianjin debuffs for sure, but I don't remember which of these other units debuff the boss, such that I get both of. Oh wait, I remember. It's Alulu. Alulu has a flat defense reduction with attack, whereas Tianjin has a percentage armor reduction. Each shot of Alulu lowers the defense of the boss by like 6. Not a lot, but also not that you don't really have a choice. Beggars can't be choosers. So yeah, if I had someone else who's better at this, I would have picked someone else over Alulu. I think her damage is okay in amplifying it, but I'm running a mixed damage team, so not all of the operators can benefit. Not all of the Tiger can benefit off of the defense reduction, because she benefits from arts reduction, and she's one of the highest level units along with Spirit over here. Since I'm using a mixed team, it's not that ideal to use Alulu. I'll have to think about how I can change up the game plan for that. But yeah, that's basically me clearing out OW1 with 4 minutes and 12 seconds. My score is 3,216, but that's not good enough. That is not good enough. Ideally, I want it to be 3,300. To that end, I will have to raise my unit levels, I think, and maybe give what's her name again? Tianjin, I think. Yes, and give Tianjin her breakthrough 4 that she desperately needs in order to strengthen her base parameters, as well as her skill over here, where she improves her own attack by 35%. Percentage increase is always better, just so you know. But yeah, this at potential 6 increases the amount of damage taken by the enemy by 12%. It's a percentage increase, which is why Tianjin is always a very good option to build. especially for early game. You can consider building her. She's a very reliable guard. You can use her actively with other guards like Memberton, for example, who benefit very well from the damage amplification. Tired, still waiting for clothes to be done. Incidentally, it says over here that it amplifies damage by 12%. So it's not only is this, well, sorry about that. Not only is this a damage amplification for all types, I think it's not just arts exclusive or physical exclusive. All damage is amplified by 12 seconds. No, by 12% for 8 seconds. She attacks 25. Every attack of hers recharges this by 25. And if I'm so keen on leveling this thing up to a better degree for her to deal more damage, that will be helpful in helping me to reach the goal of hitting the damage that I want. As for this, I picked this intentionally in order to benefit from the attack power up, but she's not level 90 because she's not breakthrough 4 yet, so that is a current limiter. What I've been doing, just to keep you updated on what I've been doing, basically there are a lot of these materials that I require for upgrading some of these units. I have been grinding some of these, as you can you can't really see from these examples, but if I clicked on this and went in there, you can see that I have quite the stockpile of these materials. I want to farm up these materials in particular while the S6 stages are still available, because these things have a time limit. They go away in 16 days, and so I'd like to farm these as much as possible, gather up my resources, and hopefully the resources I've gathered will help me to tackle these stages, these X6 stages. Cross X6 stages. These are difficult as nuts. You can see over here, weak to physical, moderate, weak to physical, moderate, a little bit weaker to physical, weak to physical, moderate, and this one's strong against physical, weak to physical. So aside from this one guy who ruins my day, everyone else is weak to physical, which means the specialist tactic may work very well in this particular stage. My goal is to clear this, and this at the very moment. That's the short-term goal in terms of stage clearing. In terms of character building, I haven't actually strengthened any of these characters to a significant degree. Actually, I should, but I haven't. I just really devoted my resources onto grinding out the materials that are needed here. I don't have enough LMD for this. That's fine. I'll wait for tomorrow to roll around and use the daily clears of these stages here. Use the daily clears of these stages and this stage to gather, what's that called? To gather the LMD, the money I need. Is it called money? Hang on, let me double check. Chain exam. The materials they give grant levels. I think this grants level, that's why it's LV6. These stages grant money, which is why they're called MN6. Very straightforward. Really doesn't take a lot of brain power. ZJ is what's that called? Not so obvious, but basically means it's basically a sort of reference to the title, I guess. 多线运送. So it's sort of like some delivery thing. I'm not sure actually. What could ZJ mean? I'm not sure. WZ3. I don't know. Maybe it's the name? 微介. I don't think so. That's J, right? WJ? Then how does that explain this one? 增 量 is L, not J. What the hell is going on? I don't know anymore, man. Oh, YS, 节点加设 that has nothing to do with YS. I don't know how these other chip stages are labeled. But yeah, these are labeled levels and these are labeled money. Very straightforward. Okay. I'm just coping for the next minute because I still can't clear the 6-1 due to being off by 1 sanity. Can you imagine that? 1 ego energy. 1 ego energy is all I need to start clearing this thing, and calling it a day for this recording, going to bed. Well, not yet at least. I still have to do the laundry. I'm just waiting for the laundry to be done at this point. And it's a very simple game. It's a very short game. It's like I spend all of my energy so quickly. I regain it, yes, but I spend the energy that I have so quickly that it almost never matters. It's so weird. Okay, it's time. Alright, let me show you the S6-1 clear. Just so you know. Yeah, it's seen. You can see on the screen, honestly. I don't have to explain it too much, but I may as well narrate it since some people might not be able to catch on since it can be a bit fast. Okay, first vanguard down, second vanguard down, ideally. Then put more units for barricading. Make sure to use this unit in order to take out the snipers at the back. Important. Always take out the high damage units at the back. Basically, the S6-1 is like a preface to tell you that all of these waves, all of these S6 chapters are going to feature large swarms of units you need to use specialists to take out, which is kind of cheap on one hand, but at the same time, if you're not planning on using a specialist strategy to clear this stage, I think it's genuinely difficult and genuinely fun for newcomers to train and think about how they deploy their units without an overemphasis on specialists. If you are planning on for example, a single class run where you only allow yourself to put one particular unit, like you only permit yourself to use snipers or permit yourself to use vanguards, that would be fun to think about for this game, although it would also be difficult because I think most of the enemies are designed in a way such that you need an interplay of classes and units in order to strengthen your approach towards these stages. Incidentally, you may have noticed that aside from just having this this third laboratory, which is, as you can see, in progress. Yes, it's in progress. This also means that I won't be able to do any of these middle orders for a while. I'll be doing the high quality orders and doing a bunch of low quality offers down here. I'll be doing some highs and a whole bunch of lows. I want lows because I need the resources in order to... Wait a minute. I have to use up the chips. Oh shit. Oh, that was unfortunate. I didn't notice it was overflowing already. Crap, how long was it overflowing for? I don't want to know. I don't want to think about it. Nobody tell me. Anyway, I'll be focusing my efforts on these and focusing a lot of my resources on these. I want a lot of cheap exchanges in order to get a whole swarm of these. Basically, these will help me to these materials here will basically help me to build up the base because I now have open slots, you see. Well, it doesn't look like an open slot from your perspective because I only have 15 out of 15. It says at the bottom right here I have 15 out of 15, but once I finish with this base upgrade, it will be 16 slots, and I want to allocate that 16 to like a fairly high functioning machine, not just like some cheap tier 1 crap that's easy to that's easy to farm. I want to grind up enough tier 1s, tier 2s, tier 3s, tier 4s to fill up and plug up these spots at the very least. One approach may be to use, what's that called? Maybe to use one of these devices, these 62s or 64s, inside of the main DOM, inside of the main factory, and proceed from there. That's the plan at the very least. Let me just check how many minutes are there on my clothes. Let me just check. Oh, 26. I'll be here for a while. Alright, see you all. Thank you for watching. Leaked. I don't. Fuck it. Bye. I'll see you next time. Take care.